to BS in the afternoon on Hits 105.5. This is Bree, and I'm here with my favorite guest, JoElle Boroff. Hello, JoElle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. I think that the sun is shining. I was just telling you that if I could skip out of work today, I would, because I just want to sit outside and enjoy the sun.
Oh, I know. It's so beautiful outside. Like, I just want to sit in there all day.
Yeah, exactly. It's so beautiful. I love the nature. I love it all. But I also love being in the studio. So I gotta pick and choose. And I guess today I'm choosing studio.
Yeah. I just love being out in the park. Like, I go to Chihuahua all the time and I walk barefoot. So, like, around this time of the year, I can walk barefoot in the mud and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, it's awesome. I love going to Chihuahua. Do you go on the trails or do you just...
I go on the off trails.
Yeah.
And I go up. There's this pine tree that I like to go hug because I'm the typical tree hugger. But it's medicine, you know, and I love it. And it's grounding and it's peaceful and it's healing. And I love it so much.
That's perfect. So today we're talking about healing journeys.
Yes.
That's very exciting. So full disclaimer, I'm on a healing journey with JoElle. And when I think of a healing journey, I'll share my thoughts and then JoElle can tell us what the actual healing journey is. But that we all have like some type of negativity from your past, whether it's like something that is a trauma or something that isn't great that you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And some people embody it, and I think that it can really impact your like day-to-day life. And so healing that, not only is it healing yourself, but you're healing for if you have kids, all of those, so people around you can enjoy you a little bit more, because you can enjoy yourself a little bit more. So what's a real healing journey?
I mean, that was pretty good. So everybody has some sort of trauma, whether it's their own trauma, whether it's somebody put that on them, or whether it's from your ancestral lineage. Trauma is passed down through the generations, through the DNA. It's a scientific thing. But when it comes to us, when we put that step forward and say, okay, I'm going to stop this line of trauma from happening because I myself am miserable. I don't want to live this path anymore for your children, for yourself, for your spouse, for just anybody around you. So when you start that healing journey, it's not about just healing the spiritual self or the soul self, but it's also about healing the physical body too. Everything has to go within balance within each other. So that's eating right, making sure we are putting in things into our body that's healthy, that's happy. And then how are we taking care of ourselves? Are we happy with ourselves? Can we change things to alter that perception, to help us to feel a little bit better? So like for me, I used to not be able to look in the mirror. I used to not be able to look at my camera or any of those different things because I just didn't like who looked back at me. And now I'm looking in the mirror, and now I'm like, oh, I kind of like looking in the mirror.
Yeah,
So
I would
it's
have
one of
never
those
guessed
things.
that, because you're extremely confident.
Yeah, and it's because I've done the healing work, and it really it's messy, it's horrible, it sucks so much. But when you fully heal yourself, you find that yes, I have to go through this darkness period, and it's going to suck, but at the end of it all, you find light, you find life, you find that eternal enlightenment, the peace that you were seeking. And that's the beauty of it all. Like, I did this journey a couple weeks ago where one of my guides was like, take the gifts that we have given you, go past the mountains and reclaim the sun. And that's all about the journey forward, finding your power, claiming yourself, claiming your peace, claiming your voice, claiming all of those things that healing has for you. Like I said, it's messy, but at the end of it all, it is beautiful. And then you can live with yourself a little easier. You can live with those traumas a little easier. You're never going to be fully healed from those things. But what healing helps is that you can live happier, healthier with those traumas, with those triggers, with those moments. And then they're not so hard on you anymore.
Yeah, so you gave me some homework.
I did.
You did. And we agreed that I would try to write for at least, like, I think you said 2 minutes a day at the least. So then I could, because I was pushing back a little bit because I don't like homework. And so you said to write.
Yes.
And because that's my way of getting my feelings out, I guess.
Hmm.
So we chose writing. Some people do like art. What are other things that people do?
So, and it really just depends on my client. So sometimes, like if I'm working with children, sometimes it's, yes, art. Art is the best type of therapy because that's how they express themselves. That's how they show their happiness, their sadness, and all of those things. So sometimes it's just about sketching. It's about painting and all of those things. Sometimes I prescribe people going out for a walk if they can. Go walk barefoot. Go put your hands in the dirt. Go sing songs in the shower. Do something that you can tap into yourself to allow the space to be held that's hurting. Because that's what it really boils down to. Your pieces are hurting. All of your child pieces, your adolescent, your crone, the mother inside of you, all of those pieces hurt. So when you honor those spaces, depending on what they're attracted to, then you can help heal those spaces. So like right now, I'm healing my hands, and that is the heart chakra. That is also my adolescent self who's very not happy. So my hands are going in the mud every day, and it's because I love mud. Mud is very grounding, it's very healing. The earth holds us, and the earth gives us that energy to help provide us that little bit of comfort and healing along the way. So it really just depends
Yeah.
on the client, depending on what homework I give
Yes.
them.
Okay. And so when I'm writing, I usually just sit down and I start writing whatever comes to my head.
Hmm.
And sometimes it's emotional.
Oh, yeah.
Like I get done writing and I have to like snap myself back into reality because I'm like, oh, that was the past or something like that. And I think that that in itself is healing.
Oh, yeah. Because when you put yourself in that space, like when you embody that piece that's hurting, you are giving it the space to be felt, to be heard, to be seen. So when you do come back into body, you're like, well, wait a minute, like what just happened there? But you're healing that piece. You're giving it a voice. You're giving it a, a lesson. You're giving, not a lesson, you're giving it a story to be told. And that's really what healing is. Everything's a story. And your story is just as important as anybody else's story in their own healing. And the more you share that, the more you deep dive into it, the more you find the peace and the healing that's within it.
Okay. And what, I guess, what kind of people do you think should go on healing journeys with you?
I mean, pretty much anybody can go on a healing journey. I mean, I have clients from therapists to teachers. I have nurses. I mean, I have all sorts of different people. And usually the people that I see, they have been through therapy for many, many, many years. And I actually have therapists that refer their clients to me because they know that there's not more that they can do. They hit a wall with their healing
Yeah.
and they can't get past that part of it. So that's where I kind of come in. I'm able to help them get past that part through journeys, through medicine work, through going outside and putting our feet in the ground, through those little things, because it's about connecting back to the spiritual self, back to the inner child, back to the crone, back to the mother and the maiden.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's super cool. So I guess, how long is a healing journey?
Well, that depends on how long people want to sit in their stuff. Most of my clients are pretty receptive. I mean, if you come seeking a shaman or a curandera, you better know you're going to get dragged through the mud for a little bit. We're going to walk with you, but you're going to have to do your own work. So it really just depends on how committed somebody is to that work. And I mean, it could be a year, it could be less, it could be longer, but we're always continuously learning how to grow and how to find medicine within ourselves. So if people can just tap into that, then I mean, you're not spending thousands and thousands of dollars on therapy if it doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
You're spending this, 1 year commitment of just being truly you and finding your voice and in your power. And it can be very beautiful. And I'm not saying don't do therapy. Definitely do therapy if it works for you. But if you need something a little bit more, seek a shaman out. Seek a curandera or a curandero. And they will help guide you.
Okay. I think that's really neat. And you are based out of Sydney. Is there a
Yes.
lot of, I'm not going to pretend to even know how to say what you just said. Is there a lot of shamans or Kudandera. Is how I do it.
Yeah, that was okay.
Oh, thank you.
Curandera.
Kudandera.
Not here, there isn't. I have not come across anybody that provides the services that I do. So I'm a death shaman. I help people transition. I help people find their peace within inside of themselves. And there's not anybody around here like that. But I'm hoping to start training people and start showing them a new world, and just being able to share my story, my gifts, and helping people find their own healing is pretty much how I try to do things.
And what inspired you to do that?
I did a medicine ceremony in California, and so both sides of my family have Mexica, which is Aztec, curanderas, and my Vietnamese side has the death shamans. So it's a hereditary thing. It's always been passed on. It's just I finally tapped into it, and I finally started listening. And it was because of my own healing journey of where I was to who I am today is two completely different people. And that's really inspired me and to help me push through all of those things so that I could also help others see the beauty within themselves and to find their own peace and healing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is really awesome. And I'm actually getting ready to start volunteering for hospice because I think I can do some amazing work there, and I think it would be really beautiful.
Oh, that's amazing. It takes a strong person to volunteer for such programs.
Oh, I know. And it's always been a passion of mine to help others, no matter where they're at. Like, even as a small child, I was helping people.
Yeah.
So it was always my thing, but that's where my passion is, and that's what I want to do.
Well, good.
So, yeah, I'm
That's
excited
very
about
exciting.
that. Yeah.
And so if you want a healing journey or you like the idea of healing that inner trauma that you may or may not have, we do have our very own JoElle here. This is an impromptu advertisement for you, so don't
Well,
be
thank you.
don't be ashamed. But JoElle is absolutely phenomenal. I've been doing a healing journey with her for a couple months now, and feel better than I have. And years of therapy and counseling and all of that other stuff, so that's good. And yeah, so you can shout out to JoElle or the Dancing Moon Society.
Well, thank you.
All right, thanks for being on the show. Again, we'll see you next week at 2 p.m.
Right.
All
Bye.
right, bye, and we'll be back right after this on BS in the Afternoon.